booties for black girl nerds.
Nerds. Thank you, Jessica, for your time. A glorious new year to you.
Glorious new year to you. Thank you so much for having this conversation today.
Oh, the pleasure is entirely mine. I love that in the things that I read that this was inspired by your time at Cannes and looking around and seeing all these wonderful women. When do you have your best ideas? Is it in environments like that? Some people like to have them on the throne. When do you have your best ideas?
I don't know, because you never know if it's a good idea or not, but I kind of get ideas all the time of like, what if we do this, or what if we do that? And I had the idea to make Tammy Faye in the middle of the night, like being jet lagged in some hotel room somewhere watching TV. I had the idea for this when I saw the posters of the male ensemble films looking for financing at Cannes. So usually it's by some outside stimulus, whether it be like I'm watching something and it strikes something inside me, or I hear a conversation, or I read an article. But yeah, you never know when it's going to come.
I love it. Inspiration. When you get around other creative people, it's like a energy force, and it's magnificent. And this is definitely a product of that. What I appreciate is when people think of the spies, it's often that English, cocktail drinking, sports car driving, guy. Why is it important to you to kind of shatter that stereotype? Because a lot of those super people, those spies, usually have a woman who's alongside them that's helping the machine grow. The machine
also usually dying.
Exactly. While looking beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have been very fortunate to make the film Zero Dark 30, and I got to know the woman that I played in that. And so I learned a lot about women who currently work in espionage. And I also learned that how prevalent it is all around the world. I mean, there are female spies everywhere, and they're not honey traps. I mean, they're not using their sexual attraction as their sole skill of what they accomplish. They use their brains, they use their intellect, they use their courage, their resources, and yes, sexual desirability is an important and powerful thing, and like our that energy in us is beautiful, but also so is our mind. So I wanted to acknowledge the women who do that in a different way than I think our industry has in the past, and celebrate women who keep us safe.
It's funny, they call it a honey trap. But by the same token, male spy movies, the man's not exactly ugly either. So, we got to think of a counter to honey trap, maybe like a bourbon trap or something like that.
A bourbon trap. I would definitely be trapped by a bourbon trap for sure.
And lastly, you have these magnificent women starring alongside of you in this film, and they equally play magnificent characters who work together in this group. What would you say this group of women, including yourself and these characters, most have in common?
Well, I definitely think these actresses think outside the box, because when I called them with the idea, I said, here's the thing, we can make the script together, we can create our characters on our own. We can raise the money on our own, and we can make it outside of the studio system. We can make it independently for a fraction of the cost of what it normally costs, and then we're going to be the owners of the film. Right. And that's a leap of faith for anyone to take. And I was very excited and pleased that everyone that I reached out to said yes.
Well, who could not? I'd say yes if you called me too. Well, I thank you for your time. Marvelous film. It is a pleasure to speak with you, and I hope everyone loves it as soon as they see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much for talking with me today.
Take care.
Nice to see you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.